Well, good afternoon. We're back and we're on and we're live. Welcome to our live stream today. As you've seen from the title, today we're talking about the reopening of the Vic Falls. So, yeah, welcome everybody. I'll give you people a minute to come in, but thanks for being here. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Okay, we're on now. So, welcome to the stream. So, say something. I can't see you. So just make a comment in the chat. Tell me who's in, and let's talk about what is happening in our tourism industry. This coming week, I hope I can get a few specialists in the industry to chat, and then maybe we can discuss this issue with them, hear their opinions, and talk about the reopening of these places and see what's going to happen. So for now, welcome everyone who's here. I see 2 people already, so thanks for coming. Give me a hello in the chat and let's discuss. LM Shortit, welcome Lawrence. Nice to have you here. Thanks for coming, bro. It's good to see you. Yeah, it's encouraging when you see a comment. At least you know you're not alone. The live stream is very. Anyway, yeah, you just never know if you're all alone. I'm trying a new camera. My live stream last week, when I watched it, I saw that the camera the quality is not so good. So I don't know if it's my settings here or if it is the quality of the camera that I'm using. Although I thought my camera is quite okay. What's up, Kezia? Thanks for coming as well. At least, you can sit here talking alone, you know. But thanks for coming. Yeah, so I was saying I'm trying the quality. So I don't know if the quality is determined by the camera only, or if you can also change the settings on your live thing. But I think it's very poor camera quality. Hi, Christine, welcome. And Mr. Kabo as well. Thanks for coming, people. It's good to see everybody here. Yep, it's good to be here. So today we're talking about the Victoria Falls and the opening of, the president has opened it. So no, maybe it's not your face. Maybe it's my camera. So I'm wondering if I should change my camera. That's one thing I'm wondering about. You know, my camera quality, it's been giving me problems. So I don't know if it's the settings on YouTube or if it's the settings on my camera. Okay, let me just change the cameras I'm using because I have the option of using. Thanks, Victoria. Thanks for coming. Thanks, John Smith. Good to see you. Sorry, guys. Let me just change the camera that I'm using, and then I hope it's going to be better. I'm having problems with this, so if you will excuse me for just 1 minute, please don't go. I need to change my camera. I can't go outdoors. I'm using my laptop, and it has to be connected. So I would have gone outside, except I have that hindrance that I have to connect it. I don't even think it's the light though. Yeah. Yes, people, please like the like stream. Please click that like thing. Close the chat on the X and then like the like stream if you're here. And okay, let me just change this for a minute. Please excuse me. I'm sorry. Let me improve my camera quality. Is this better? Is my camera just any better? Hi Sakai, thank you people for coming. Those who can see me, is my camera any better now? I've been playing around with cameras, trying to figure out which one is good for live stream. Can you see me? The previous one I tried wasn't as clear. I'll try to use an external camera. These things is much better. Okay, thank you. And I'll try to go outside next time. Maybe the light will help. Yeah, but I've been fighting with this, so it's very improvised. It's an external camera, so we'll see what's gonna happen. Okay, thanks for the feedback, people, and thanks for being here. It's nice to have you people and have my family here. Bachingola, Maiseni, Laka. Okay, so today we're talking about the reopening of the Vic Falls. The Vic Falls was closed March 30th. It was just opened when the president gave a speech on Friday after 2 months of closure. So yeah, what are the benefits to the country? What are the benefits to the people? Now, for me, first of all, Victoria. Touche. Yes, your falls, Victoria. Your falls are open, Victoria. They've been closed for 2 months. And now, part of the reason they closed them, as we all know, is because of COVID. But because people are not being taking care and doing social distancing, you know, when you go to the falls, it's very exciting. Trust me. So it was sad. It was very sad. It was very sad that for me, I started this year. First of all, last year, we all saw the Sky News report where somebody said, oh, the falls is driest, it's been Shan, and so on. So I started in January. Those who watched my January video, I started a series, 12 months at the falls, to record the falls every month and show the people the real situation in Livingston and how the falls develops and how it gets dry sometimes and how it gets full. And then boom, COVID hits. Okay. That was really terrible. That was sad for me because I really wanted to be consistent. Every month, get to Livingston, do a video, and then show everybody the world. So March I did a clip, Victoria Falls March, but that was a copied clip. I had to use my mind and start using connections and using other videos. So we don't have April, we're in May. I haven't traveled to Livingston since then. So it's really been difficult. What's up, Ivy? Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. It's good to see you. Please like. If you haven't liked, please like the like thing, whatever. Lachingora offline. This is good, people from my hood. So yes, I've failed to go to Livingston I failed to travel at all because of coronavirus. So it's been very difficult. We'll be waiting for your vlog, Sekai, and it is a good thing to open. People should just be serious about it. They really should open the falls. It's a good thing that they've opened the falls, but I mean, people should really be serious about masking up. And if people are precautious, English, then there would really be no reason to restrict them. That's a very open area. It's a very big place. You can each have your own viewing spot at the falls all the way up to the end, so you don't need to be squashed together. And so on. So yeah, it's good that they've opened it. People can go. There's a report that I read. There's a report that I read that since they opened, almost 1,000 people already have gone there. Now, I don't know about that report because it's just been a few days. I don't think we've had over 1,000 people. Anyway, I don't know how many people go there on a daily basis. So it would be good if 1,000 people. Sadly, foreign tourists aren't coming yet, so that's going to be very difficult. Because while it's open here, they are closed in their countries. There's no traveling in those countries. The few airlines which do come to Livingston, for example, South Africa Airways comes to Livingston. British Airways stopped coming to Lusaka, but they still have a flight into Livingston. I don't think they're coming. So we don't have international tourists, and even if they wanted to come, they are closed in their own countries. Europe is closed, America is closed, and again, I read that Zambia is not giving tourist visas, so we don't have foreign tourists coming. So it's up to local tourists. Now I don't know how local tourism is. If people are really, truly doing local tourism, how many of us go there? And especially at this time, how many people are going, we're going to the falls and so on. Apart from those in Livingston, and half the people in Livingston don't want to go to the falls anyway. They've already been there and so on. So it touches me. It touches me that I can't go there. So yeah, Corona will not end soon. Yeah, John Smith, I think it's going to be much longer than we thought. People thought, Corona will come, it will come, and then 3 months later it will die completely and life will go back to normal. But I think we'll still continue having transmissions, even 3, 5, 4, 5, 6 months from now. I think we'll still keep having cases, 6, 10, 15. At least here in Zambia, it's been within a certain range. So I guess we'll still have. Now, I just don't know how this new normal will work. It's about this new normal. How will this new normal manage to contain Corona? How will Zambia manage to, will this new normal cause a spike in transmissions, or will the new normal keep it low or keep it down? So I'm thinking I may have to start traveling sooner or later. But first of all, I'm very sad about having to stop my 12 months at the falls um, prematurely. So yeah, one thing about the falls, I have a friend in Livingston, Faith. She works for Livingston Tourism Association, and she just sent me some data, and I'm sure we read that. After having very bad press that the falls is the lowest, it's dry, we don't know if it's ever going to come back again by Sky News. April, the falls started filling up faster, faster, faster. And April, which is normally the peak period, April is the peak period for the falls, that's when it's full. April saw the falls not just in its peak period, but its highest in over 10 years. I'm sure you read the news. Not just that it's the highest during the year, but it was the highest it's ever been in 10 years. And like the president said, we had tourists, but no water to see in December. April, we have all the water and no tourists to see it. Not even the Kumba guy. Breaks my heart. Really breaks my heart. Yeah, it was very sad that I couldn't go to Vic Falls in April. I could have gone for my birthday in Livingston. That would have been. That would have been a very nice birthday celebration. The falls is full at its max, and I'm there having my birthday, and we're doing a video. So it was very very sad that that the falls was closed at that time, that we couldn't even travel at that time. And it's very sad that even now traveling is still sketchy. I don't want to risk it myself and just, oh, I'm going to do a video, I have to do YouTube. I don't get COVID for the sake of YouTube. But I think once things start getting better, we'll have to see how we can start traveling and what we can do, to really live. So the falls is open. If you're in Livingston, if you have a private car, that's one thing though. If I had my own car and my own means to get there, that would have been okay. I could easily travel to Livingston, keep my windows shut, or at least I have control over that. But having to get on public buses, going to intercity, meeting people all over, as much as traveling hasn't stopped in Zambia and it continues to happen, I don't want to be a contact tracing and so on. So I'm still um, I'm still very reserved about traveling. So the Vic Falls is open. All the other falls all the other falls are open, weren't necessarily closed because they don't have as much traffic as Victoria Falls, and that's one thing I want to do eventually, to travel and show you the other falls. It's one thing to show you the Victoria Falls, but the real tourist moves around the country. So eventually, that's another thing I want to do. I've been to Shimba Falls in Kasama, beautiful falls, three tier falls, and the rapids and so on. It's a massive place. It's very beautiful, and I hope to get to Lapula one day, see the falls there. So there's a lot out there, despite in addition to the Victoria Falls. Those who have been to Vic Falls, you know where the hydropower station is, the Zesco power station. So the gorge, after the falls, the gorge zigzags all over there. Apparently, there's a little waterfalls, a stream which forms during the rainy season, and it falls into the gorge somewhere further on. So that's also a little waterfalls, which obviously is shadowed by the Vic Falls. But I'd like to discover it since it's in Livingston. If I am in Livingston, I will go there to see it. So there's so many falls which I want to go see. I want to go see Sioma, the falls at Sioma Ngwezi in Sesheke. After Livingston, proceed to Sesheke. Somewhere in Sioma, there's a waterfalls there. I see your sarcasm, Ivy. I see your sarcasm. But yeah, I want to see that one, and I want to show a lot of falls. I think half the people don't even know Don't talk about other falls. They say Zambia. So there's so many. We have Kalambo Falls, the tallest falls. Kundalila Falls in Serenge. Kundalila means a crying bird. Nkunda, we all know Nkunda, what copper belt, or those who know Bemba, Nkunda, a dove. Kundalila, Ukulila, Kundailila. So Kundalila Falls means that a crying dove or a cooing dove. Ukulila in Bemba could mean either crying or cooing. So we have Kundalila Falls. In Serenge, which is also very nice. It's a very beautiful falls within. I think I shared it on my Facebook page. I really want to visit all those falls and show them to the country. We've got falls in Northwestern Province. We've got, most of them are in the Northern Circuit. What Zambia tourism is opening up to as the Northern Circuit, Northern Province and Luapula Province. Luapula Province along the Luapula River, Musonda Falls, Shanyuko Falls. There's a lot of beautiful waterfalls in Luapula. So yeah, in addition to that, again, if I did have money and my own car, I think I would have visited quite a lot of these places. But with time, we hope we shall, and we'll do a lot of tourism, bit by bit, showing people what's there. People, who's planning to go to the falls? Sekai, we're still waiting for a video, so please, when it's ready, upload it. We shall watch it. Are you people traveling, or is it just me who's scared? Should I go? Has anybody traveled on public transport since Corona started between towns? In a lot of countries, even traveling is not happening at all. So we are I don't know if we are lucky or if we are careless. If our economy just can't allow that we close down. But despite the fact that traveling has been allowed, traveling has really been difficult for a lot of operators. People are trying to do staying at home. So even if traveling is allowed, the numbers are have gone down so much. Those operators with a lot of buses, for example, you have so many buses, you find that you can't load so many per day. The number of people traveling this way or that way has reduced. So that's life. I hope the new normal really. Christine, you haven't traveled, neither have I. The fear of man is a snare. Is it the fear of man, or is it the fear of, or is it self-preservation? One of the things of humanity, self-preservation. I don't know what it is. Should we be able to risk? I think if it's essential, we can move. Amen. Amen. Thank you. I need to look up that verse and see what it refers to. But yeah, trusting in the Lord, you be kept safe, even in Corona. God is our refuge, a very present help in time of trouble. These verses are confusing me. I don't understand which side they're on, and how that applies to traveling during COVID. So explain, Ivy. We love beautiful things. The economy is the issue. Yeah, the economy is. We didn't save for a rainy day. This is what they say: save for a rainy day. But so we don't even have money to use or to give citizens like the Western countries are doing. But I mean, countries, okay, they're different economies. I mean, Botswana, I know is really locked down. You literally need permission to leave your house. I can walk out of it. You need permission. So countries are different. South Africa is also on total lockdown. People are not traveling. I think they had a traveling window where people could move around in South Africa for a few days. I don't know if it was a few days or a day or something like that. But yeah, I don't know if that's because the economy can allow that people don't travel and so on. But it's been difficult in general for the whole world over, really. And even for Zambia, it's a difficult decision, I guess, for the leaders to make. And I think it's something which should make us think: have we got reserves? After all the borrowing we did, our economy is literally on our knees. COVID came. It's like South Africa Airways, you know. For 10 years, South Africa Airways has been bleeding money and being bailed out by the government. And then COVID hits, you know. So you have nothing to. So I think that's like our country, you know. Eurobond loan, this, that, all these millions and millions. And now COVID comes and you don't even have, even borrowing, you've reached your threshold of borrowing. So the economy was in a bad state. We couldn't close it down, I guess. Um, so that's why the government was quick to reopen things and get the economy moving because we have no money as a country, which is sad. Um, um, this is very sad, but that's politics. I don't want to get into that right now. Um, yeah, at the end of the day, even if traveling is allowed, one should take care of themselves. Yes, Christine, that. It's up to you, really. I mean, going to the market has been allowed, but I walk out there and I see people are walking without masks. People are just like nothing is happening. I'm like, you guys, does it mean because they said new normal, then you should just walk around? Um, People shouldn't wait to be policed for them to take care of themselves. I know a lot of people who, out of their own, and you hear about it in the West, not because I'm suspecting myself, I'll lock myself down. In Zambia, people don't even suspect themselves. They just go around traveling and they just go around moving around, you know. So someone would know he has a disease, but he doesn't even want to stop. So it's been hard. It's been hard for the economy. It's been difficult for people, but people really do need to take care of themselves. That's one thing I really think people need to take care of themselves. Um, but yeah, let's get back to the Vic Falls and opening of tourist attractions. Places like museums. I've been to museums. I was at the Copperbelt. I've done a video of Copperbelt Museum. I visited Livingston Museum, but that's been a while. Even in all these visits to Livingston, I haven't actually gone to the Livingston Museum. I walk past it every time I'm in Livingston. Day in, I've been in Livingston for a week, and I've just never had the interest to go to Livingston Museum. But I think I should next time I go. But places like that, those are all tourist attractions. That's cultural tourism. Um, I think if they open up, those are places people could go. You could walk through the galleries with a mask and take care of yourselves, so on. So I guess some of these should be able to open up. Um, it's hard. COVID has really brought us to think of a lot of things. Um, as a country, what's important, what should we do, how can we do it, how can we protect ourselves, and so on. It's a pandemic, which even Zambia, the last thing we ever had, especially in Lusaka, was cholera, and that brought in soldiers to make people sweep. I think I was on the copper belt when that happened, so I never saw the soldiers and I never got whipped. But yeah, if you haven't liked, please click an X on the chat, then go and click that like thing and like this live stream. It's very good. But what else? What else do we think should be opened? The Vic Falls is open. I don't know if Zimbabwe closed their side of the Vic Falls because you have both sides. Um, I don't know if they closed it, if it's still open, but we did, and it's open now. And I really wish I could go, and maybe I will. Maybe I will one of these days. So, money is the root of all. The love, Ivy, the love of money is the root of all evil. Uh, and so we should be careful how we love money, um, and what we do just so that we can have money. Yes, okay, exactly what I said. The love of money. So yeah, traveling. It hurts me, touches me. I had so many plans that have been all over Zambia by now. What else do you think they should open? And where else should I don't want to talk about other places around the world, but just in Zambia. Um, national national parks, the camps and the lodges within national parks, many of them closed towards the end of the year, around October, November. Yeah, November, towards the beginning of the rainy season. Okay, I was in Lower Zambezi in November, and the day I was there, that was at Pakasangano Lodge. I haven't even released that video. I've got a video for that. It's coming up. Watch this space. So, as I was by the riverside, I could see a lot of boats passing by, and they're like, "Oh, some of those are people going back home. They've closed their lodge and they're going back home." That was around November. So most lodges in Zambia, in all the national parks, Kafue National Park, Lower Zambezi, South Luangwa, a lot of them close during the rainy season because there's very little, I don't know, there's very little tourism activity during that time. And they're scheduled to open in March, April, May. And then COVID happens, and now they can't even open. Even if they opened, there are no white people to come. And I say white people because how many of us black people have gone to these lodges? Hmm. We should start going. Um, there are a few camps. I've got a few places where we can go very cheaply. I think the next Kumba tour will be in the national park. So once everything is clear, watch this space. Kumba tour 2020. One of these days, we'll go to a national park. Got a nice place, very cheap, where we can go and go camping. If you want to sleep in the tent, or if you want to sleep in the room in a chalet, play by the river, or go to see some game viewing. See how that works. But even if many of these things open, there are very few arrivals right now. Tourist arrivals coming to the country. So you have employees immediately Corona started in March. We heard reports where lodges, you have no money. What do you do? Do you keep your people employed? Where do you get your money from as well? Um, it's really been a very difficult situation for accommodation and the tourism industry. It's been a difficult for every industry. Coming to think of it, um, I don't think there's any business that hasn't been affected by Corona negatively. The only one which has been affected positively is Zoom, because everybody is zooming, and so they're making a lot of money. Their shares have gone up, and you have to buy. If you don't want that 40-minute limit, you have to pay. So they're making money. They're very happy, and people selling hand sanitizers, trade kings, and selling hand wash, hygienics hand wash, and sanitizer. At least they're happy. But generally, everybody is really suffering, not just the tourism industry. Um, I'll find out some facts and figures from the people in Livingston about what's happening at the Big Falls. Um, Let me just read that. So the falls recorded. Now most of us wouldn't know this, but listen to this. 20th April. This is Victoria Falls. Okay, this is some information about the Victoria Falls. 20th April 2020. The falls recorded 3,900 cubic meters per second. Okay, 3,900. This is almost 4,000. Okay, those on YouTube, 4,000 because you are looking for watch time, watch hours. But 20th April, the falls recorded 3,900. On the same date in 2019, last year, the falls recorded 1,000 cubic meters per second. That's a difference to the power of 4, okay? Of a magnitude of 4 or times 4. I don't know if I should use mathematics language or not. That's a difference times 4. 1,000 cubic meters in 2019, April 2019, 4,000, 3,900 in April 2020. On 31st March, a few days before April, a day before April, a few days before the April thing, On 31st March, the falls recorded 4,289 cubic meters per second, which was higher than in 2009. 2009 was one of the peaks, and the 1978 peak. The highest record ever has been 9,000. 9,000? You're kidding me. 9,436, which was recorded in 1958. So those are just some statistics about the Vic Falls. April, 3,900 cubic meters per second compared to April 2020, compared to April 2019, which only had 1,000, just over 1,000. So the falls was fully flooded. I was locked up in Lusaka. I was stuck. So yeah, I really hope by next year we're also going to have a good rainy season and we're going to have a good situation. Yeah, the effect was inevitable. Jobs will be there after the pandemic when all is back to normal. Hopefully, I think it's gonna take a while for jobs to start, for companies to get back into the regular flow of business. Jobs depend on the flow of business. Like airlines, I'll give airlines for example. If people are traveling, if you have 1,000 people flying on your flight every day, you need 50 employees. Okay. Come COVID and people flying, you only have 100. So you literally just need the skeleton staff of 10. So jobs will get back to normal if that number reaches 1,000. But for it to get to 1,000, you're going to have so many months in between for us to get to 1,000 people traveling. And so jobs will get back to normal eventually, but for the economy to kick back itself and get back to normal, I'm guessing it will take a while. One by one, people will start traveling and so on. Welcome, Dark Chocolate. Nice to have you. Thanks for coming. Please like and tell us, what do you think about traveling? Have you been traveling during Corona? Where are you, Dark Chocolate? What country are you in? And we're talking about the Victoria Falls, which is currently been opened, and people are traveling. Zambians are going there. Welcome, welcome. Have you been, Dark Chocolate? Have you been to the Victoria Falls in Livingston? Not in Zimbabwe, in Livingston, Zambia. Do I think Vic Falls is surviving climate change in the next 20 years? Well, first of all, that question, Robert, asks two things, or rather, it assumes one thing and asks the other. So it's assuming climate change it's assuming something about climate change. Now, climate change has been it's been very hard to determine based on so many varying opinions about is climate change truly happening or not. The country of Lusaka. Oh, okay, welcome. Welcome, Dark Chocolate. Kashi adjust you. You're one of us. Have you been to Vic Falls? And now that they've opened. So yeah, Robert, assuming will the Vic Falls survive climate change in the next 20 years? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Why I say yes, it will is because despite one thing which I saw was when I got to Lower Zambezi, when I go to Lower Zambezi, even if you just go to Chirundo, okay, and anywhere after that, even if the Victoria Falls, the falls gets very dry, okay, the Zambezi River will always be the Zambezi River. I was at like I said, I was at Lower Zambezi um, in November last year. Now that's after October and things are drying. The river will go low, but the river will never dry out. I don't think Zambezi River will ever dry out. So Vic Falls will always be there. It may become very dry. You have all those rocks. You have very little water. Normally, what happens is you have more water on the Zimbabwean side. On the Zimbabwe side, I think the land is much lower, so the river flows towards that side. And they always have big. They even have spray. They always have water there. So we always have seasonal variations. We're always going to have dry rocks in Livingston. Trust me, we're always going to have dry rocks in Livingston. Um, but you know, the Zambezi River, the floodplain in Mongo in Western Province will always flood. It may not flood to a large extent. It may flood, but it will always flood, and that's the whole course of the Zambezi River. So there'll always be water. That's my opinion. There will always be water. It may be low, may be high, but there'll always be water. Of course, that's going to affect the Vic Falls. But in 20 years, I don't think climate change will make such a vast difference as to really affect the falls to extreme levels. It may affect it during the dry season where you really have rocks almost everywhere. But I mean, always it will rebound. February, March, April, it will rebound, and we'll keep praying. We'll keep praying. I think these are. I don't know if Christians should be praying for the waterfalls, but you know, these are the beautiful things God has given us. We can continue praying for rain. If we can pray for rain for agriculture, that will also affect the falls. So we'll pray for rain for agriculture. And when God gives us rain for agriculture, it means He will have rain at the falls. So keep praying and hope it never happens. And let's just hope this climate change thing will also be resolved in 20 years. I hope there will be a lot of political will to improve the environment. The electric vehicles are coming all over, so hopefully things will improve. And so on. Gigi, you want to go to Upper Zambezi? Upper Zambezi means we go to Mongo, or we go to Sesheke, or somewhere there. So we can go to Upper Zambezi. I'm hoping to go to Mongo one day. I want to take a video of the bridge there and the floodplain. Do we have what's this ceremony in Mongo? Do we have Kuomboka? Do we have Kuomboka this year? I don't know. I don't know if they've had Kuomboka in the past few years, but we'll go to Upper Zambezi and play with the Zambezi River. So we'll go. Maybe we'll go to Mongo. Maybe we'll go through Livingston. So yeah, that's about the falls. I really hope it doesn't ever dry. But during the dry season, this is another thing. Watch one of my Livingston dry season videos, and there's another video I did, which is titled. What is it titled? Swimming at Angel's Pool. So that little pool, I could only swim there because it was the dry season. So you walk on top of the rocks. Okay, so the falls, when you go to Livingston, when you go to the Vic Falls, you're on the trail, and the waterfalls is on this side across. Okay, so let me do this for you. This is the trail. This is where everybody walks. This is where the falls is. And when it dries, you have rocks here. All those rocks remain. So I was walking along here. So when you walk along there, you find rocks, but there are a few little pools with water collected. Some of it is green, some of it are little trickles of water, and so on. If you go to the falls in the dry season, you won't see all that water and the majesty of the falls, but you will still have fun looking at the rocks, looking at the whole massive rock face, and you'll be able to walk this side. Now be careful, always be careful, but you can walk on that side, and it's amazing. It's fun. it's fun. Or for me, we're able to find adventure in anything. So it's very exciting to walk on those places, see the sand, see the dead little crabs. There are little crabs all over, teeny weeny crabs. They're dead because there's no water. They're stuck into my little holes. So if ever you go to the falls, say September, October, November, December, very dry, September as well, when it's dry, you're able to walk on this side and see the rocks and see the little pools all over. There's always something to do at the Victoria Falls, like who's dark chocolate. You can't get enough of the Vic. I said this in one of my videos. Okay, I started seeing the falls when I was a child. I don't remember when, how young I was or how old I was. Whenever I would cross that bridge um, going to Botswana, going to Zimbabwe. But when I grew much older, in my did I ever go in my secondary school years? I don't think I traveled much. From grade 8 to 12, I think I was home much. All those years. Anyway, let me not. But yeah, in my college years, I did start traveling, and those are memories I have until the time I started um, um, recording and doing the Kumba guy. I did. I Up to now, I haven't had enough of the falls. I don't have enough of the falls. You can never get. Maybe you have, maybe some have, but so far you can't have it. I don't think you can get enough of the falls. The falls is so amazing. So let's keep going. Let's keep promoting, and let's keep trying to discover these other places. When you go visiting in Kasama, be sure to go to Chimba Falls. When you go visiting Mansa, when you go to Chiengi, look for those Tuma falls. A lot of the falls in Luapula are not as easily accessible as the falls. With the falls, you can get a 5 kwacha bus or a 12 kwacha taxi, get on and go to the falls. Some of these are like 30 kilometers from Mansa, Shanyuko, and so you have to organize. But if ever you go into these places, let's start visiting and exploring our country. It's very beautiful, uh, and and, uh, and it's very. We have a beautiful country. We've got beautiful attractions. So let's go. Yeah, Victoria, your falls. When did you last go? Let's do a poll, or let's share. Vicky, when did you last go? Dark chocolate. When did you last visit the falls, or when did you last? Should I say Livingston? I've visited Livingston without going to the falls, and it always pains me. Um, I didn't visit Livingston. I think I was just passing through, so I didn't have the time to stop at the falls. Yeah, but there are times I've been through Livingston and not visited the falls. But so when did you last visit the falls, and how was it then? It's open now, so you can go. Oh, you people get it. 2003, 7 years. I could have had a child, an adult child by now. But anyway, yeah, no, that's life. That's life, I guess. 3 years ago, you guys, when the Kumba guy organizes a tour, you should sign up. We all go together, and you can all make your vlogs, and we can have a happy time. I had a tour planned for March, early March. Actually, we could have gone that time, except people didn't sign up. I wanted a minimum of 10, just for things to work out. Would have gone to the falls, would have gone to the national park, had a game drive. Um, and would have come back on the train on sleeper class. We had it all planned out. It was a very nice tour. But we didn't have people signing up, so it didn't work out. I had one or two, three people who were interested and they were willing to come, but we didn't meet the threshold. So I was very sad that it didn't happen. But yeah, next time, you guys, I think we should plan an outing and and go somewhere. Um, so yeah, it's good to. 3 years ago, how was your trip, Christine? 3 years ago was what? 2017. Dark chocolate, 2018 October. 2018 October. 2018 October is when I did my video. October the 1st. Victoria Falls dry season tour or something like that. If you check through my videos, that was actually 2018 October. Um, so that's interesting. That's just before I started my YouTube. So I started YouTube in 2019, but my first footage was from 2018. That was the time. It was dry. It was dry. It was very dry. That's how I was able to swim. That's how I was able to walk on the rocks. The swimming one, swimming by the falls, that one was that same day, October 2018. You should watch that video, Dark Chocolate. That was the time I went there. Yeah. I visited Chishimba Falls in 2015. I can remember very well in Kasama, 2015. I did a tour of Northern Province. I went up to Mpulungu. I went through to Mporokoso. So on the way to Mporokoso, we go through Chimba Falls. You pass through Chimba Falls there. So that's the last time I was at Chimba Falls. That's the only other falls I think I've seen. And there's a small one in Kitu Mwekera, Kitu Ndola. Ish, I'm ashamed of myself. I need to work on my falls visits. John Smith, I'm going to the falls tomorrow. Let's go. Let's go. Indeed. You're making me jealous. Which falls are you going to anyway? Which falls are you going to, John Smith? You should do a video in honor of the Kumba guy. Yes, Vicky, I've been to the boiling pot. I think I've been there twice. Yeah. Did you go to the boiling pot? Yes, the same time in October I was there. The time I made that video, we went to the boiling pot. We went down. It was a heck of a walk. We really did a lot. I recorded a bit of a clip, but I didn't share it in the end. Yeah. I remember I was so tired. I actually slept on the rocks by the boiling pot, under the shade. I think I slept for like half an hour. And we woke up and then started trekking back up. So yeah, I've visited the boiling pot. There's one last thing I want to do at the falls, walking under the falls. So when you get to the boiling pot, you can get onto a boat. I don't know if they do it from the boiling pot or they do it further downstream. But you get on a boat, you cross over, and then you walk into the gorge right under the falls, where the falls is, between where we walk, the viewing area, and the falls itself. When in the dry season, you can actually do it. So yeah, I'm hoping to do that. So there's the main trail, the big falls, and then there's the rocks during the dry season where normally there's the water. Then there's the little path to the boiling pot, and then there's what they call the Photographic Trail. I don't know if you ever visited the Photographic Trail? Just like a long walk which goes almost parallel to the road and goes to the almost to the bridge. So it's a nice place for photographs and stuff like that. Yeah. 17 years since you last 2003. 2003 is 17. How old were you, Victoria? Yeah, wow. That path is very long and actually they've put halfway down there's a halfway down there's a bench for people to sit as they're coming up. There's a bench for people to sit along the path. I think they'll put a few more. So next time you go, you'll be able to sit down. Most people really get tired, so they put a bench. They've put a few benches for people to rest before they continue the hike. That's actually 100 meters from top to bottom, of about 100 meters. So you're literally walking. So now that's 100 meters and then something across. So you have that gradient. You did angles, eh? You did mathematics. Let me not teach you. The diagonal is how you walk. So it is a heck of a stretch. It's good for those people who think they're very fit. Okay. No, we don't think you're young. I was just asking. So yeah, um, yeah, the boiling pot is amazing. The Vic Falls has so much around it, and then there's so much tourism built by virtue of having the falls there. So, so many tourism activities, the boat cruise, bungee, and all these people bringing lions, and the national park, and the reptile park, and so on. So you never exhaust Livingston, and then if you exhaust it, you go back again to start all over again. So yeah, let's continue promoting Livingston. Let's continue going there and seeing all those places and seeing all those people. Let's go. Where's Ivy? Ivy, come back and share your verses. I'll read them this time. Um, yeah, so the falls is open. I hope to go back there. I hope to continue my 12 months at the falls, -2 or -3 months. Um, but I guess I have to cover up for that next year. I'll definitely need to do a March video next year, an April video next year, and a May video next year. So once that happens, I really, God willing, of course. So yeah, Victoria, there's a small stream at Mulungushi, like a little pond, and then the river goes there under the road. Is it of any beauty? You should do a recording there. It's a very nice, and it looks nice at night. You know, when you're walking from main campus to the other side where there are those to my lodges or whatever, you have to cross that little river section. Someone should buy a boat and have the students go there to relax and chill. It would be good for the people there. But I'm sure it makes the place cold during the cold season as well. You have mist and you have things coming up. Is Victoria? Victoria is still here. I don't know who's here, but yeah. That's the Big Falls. That's been our discussion for today. Um, it's good my video quality is okay. It's okay. I just say okay because I don't think this is high definition. I want to try to connect the camera, the digital camera that I use to record. I want to see if I can use it for my streams. Uh, Video quality is a very important element of YouTube. So it's one thing to have to insist and try to do good quality videos, but but it's another thing to also have high quality live streams. Top 13. No, please, welcome. It's Sunday, so we need as many verses as we can get. So please feel free to share scripture. It's good to have you. Welcome back. Mr. BKB, welcome back. Tenda kudya mbuzi zakuchilenje zija. I really want to. If you guys haven't seen, Mr. BKB has a YouTube channel and he showed us a goat place in Chilenjere. So roasted goat, smoked goat, goat stew, and so on. So if you're ever in Lusaka, go to Chilenjere and look for the goat. Actually, the goat father. I need to come and eat that goat in Chilenjere. Let me have my silence. In what context is that passage? We're not going to let you have your silence. You're part of this live stream. So, just we'll have silence when the live stream is over. Christine! Welcome. I'd have given you hugs and kisses too, but I feel awkward as a guy giving people hugs and kisses. But for your sake, welcome. Welcome. How do you do it? I don't even know how to do it. But welcome. It's good to have you. Thanks for coming. We were talking about the Victoria Falls today. I'm glad you made it. We've been talking about the Victoria Falls today. It's been reopened. They closed it for 2 months because of COVID. Sadly, it was closed right when it was in its peak, right when it had the most water and was the most amazing time to see it. It was closed. But it's been reopened when did the president give his speech? Was it Friday or Thursday? I don't remember. Yeah, they reopened it, but the Kumba guy can't travel. Western tourists can't come. So it's been a difficult time. It's been a difficult time for tourism. It's been a very sad time for me. Very, very sad. You have no idea. But that's what we've been talking about. Mr. BKB, how's been your weekend? Have you been to the Vic Falls, Mr. BKB? And when did you last go? If you have. Ivy, when did you last go to the Vic Falls? When did you last go to Livingston? Good one, another one. You're very biblical. I really like it. I just don't know how to do it. You know, it's guys and greeting with kisses is very. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But hugs and kisses to all of you, like Christine always gives us. And 2007, Ivy, that's 13 years ago. You need to come back and you need to take it to Livingston. November last year. Oh, okay. November last year, 2019. Where was I? November. November is when I was in Lower Zambezi. And November, the falls is dry. I hope you walked on the rocks. My forecast in terms of opening tourism to the rest of Zambia as a result of opening Vic Falls. Opening tourism to the rest of Zambia. Actually, tourism goes together with, I think it's just been lumped together with all these other industries. Tourism is primarily the hospitality industry, which is lodges and hotels and so on, which I don't think they closed. Lodges and hotels were open. And then tourist attraction, national parks, museums, and all these places which are managed by the Heritage Commission, like the waterfalls. And if you go to Mpulungu, the church which is there and so on, most of these places have been opened. The only problem has been tourism was curtailed by the closure of international airports. Even before Zambia went into lockdown or closed or partial lockdown, whatever we went, even before that, arrivals from the West started reducing. Europe started closing down. America started closing down. But tourists, and those are our main tourists, people from the West. So because of that, most of the lodges can't operate. Most of the national parks, like I was saying, most of us Zambians don't really go to national parks, don't go to see all these places. They're a bit of a cost. So I think a lot of places are open. I was talking about Chirimba Falls, which is one of the only other falls I've been to. I'm assuming many of these places were open. The reason Victoria Falls was closed specifically was because of it's got large numbers. It's the major tourist attraction and the major waterfalls in Zambia. So because of that, we have there's a lot of concern, and sadly it was closed. But I think a lot of other waterfalls, every other place remained open. Um, and up to now that the falls is open as well, every other place is equally open. I think museums are still open, government institutions. Museums are run by government institutions. I think I'm assuming when I visited the Railway Museum in Livingston, there are very few. I think only two other people came, like about 40 minutes or an hour after I had been there. So the Railway Museum, for example, is the visitors are very few. So I don't think they would have had trouble with with social distancing and having people go there. So I think a lot of these places were still open and are currently open, but people traveling are few. International arrivals are very, very few. So um, those are the business factors which would determine whether they are open. A lot of lodges and things have closed down just because there's no business, not because they can't be open, but because there's no business. So you keep four staff and open 10 rooms just in case you have your rare person. Um, so it's really difficult. And tourism has had one of the biggest hits worldwide because of coronavirus, in my opinion. So yeah, November was dry. It was dry. Yeah, November is a dry time, and I can't wait to go there again. We hope we can do a Kumbagai tour when the falls is back, when life is back to normal, and we hope people can come. So watch this space, and we shall go back again. I really hope for my sake, for the sake of the economy, for the sake of people in the business, that the tourism will get back to normal as soon as possible. Munibwanja Christine, you've remembered, or have you just gone to look for your book? Tiri bwino ese kaya imwe mulibwanja uko ku Kenya, ku Nairobi. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Keep it up. Um, Christian, we're inviting you to the Big Falls. We're inviting you to Livingston, inviting you to Zambia. Please come. We'll get a mat for you, and you can do a workout by the falls, and to be your best video yet. That would be a nice thing to do a workout by the falls. And you can also do an inspirational video, a motivational video, and all those. So welcome. Please make a plan to come to Zambia one day, and can't wait to see you. How soon do I think it'll get back to normal? It depends on the development of the virus and how everything else goes. Because first of all, it depends on how things go on in Zambia, number one, and then it will depend on how things would happen in the Western world. Okay, China is partially opening up. Europe is still a bit closed, but people in the West. We need to get back to their normal lives. We need to start saving up money to come for holiday and so on. That's a very hard call, especially for me. How soon do I think it will get back to normal? It may start improving towards the end of the year. We're already in what, March? May. I mean, May is over. We're getting into June. June is the 6th month of the year. July, August, September. We monitor how things go. But I think by next year, things would have started improving. Maybe by November, things will generally start improving. But whether it will be a steep improvement or it will be a gradual improvement is what I don't know. But hopefully by next year, we'll have numbers similar to what we had this year. So like next year, January, I'm assuming we'll have numbers similar to what we had this year, January. Hopefully. That's really what I hope. That's my amateur analysis of of how of the big falls. So yeah. So Christian, I've been fighting with the quality of my video. So I'm hoping to improve. I'm hoping to see how I can use an external camera and improve the quality of my live stream. I was watching the other live stream I did last week, and I wasn't very impressed with the quality. So I want to improve that. I'll try it out. I'll try that out this week and see how that goes. Quality is very important. So yeah, we hope it does get back to normal as soon as possible. We hope traveling gets back to normal. People start moving up and about, doing their business, and we hope things improve in general. Yes, I will improve bit by bit. This is my second ever live stream. Today I've managed to clock to stay up for an hour, and at least I was able to notify people in advance and have a few visitors and a few more people than I had last year. Not a few visitors than I had last week. So this has been nice. I really wanna say thank you to everybody who is still here. I still have 7 people currently, so it's been good doing a live stream. It's very interesting, actually, talking to yourself. But what I want to do is do a do a Zoom chat, which I'll stream live to YouTube, so that my next live stream will have more participants because it will be hosted by Zoom but streamed on YouTube. So yeah, I'll invite some of you guys, then we'll see if we can have a live Zoom chat live on YouTube. Yeah, people go on rampage traveling. It depends. That's 50-50. What I'm assuming now is that because of lockdown and because business has gone down, money has been hard to come by. Money has really been hard to come by. And so people have been using their reserves, trying to find things here and there. And so I don't know if once everything opens up, people have had all the money stored up and they're like, oh, let's go travel. Some will, some will not. So yeah. But I mean, people like me are craving to travel, so that's also a possibility. You're gonna have a lot of people traveling. So honestly, in all honesty, I really hope things pick up and move. Some companies, like a number of companies, have reduced fares, travel bus fares, due to low numbers and just trying to do that. So if even after that, some of these bus fares are reduced, people may be enticed to travel. If lodges do that, and I think that would be a recommendation to lodges, reduce your lodging fees by so much. If you charge 50% off, if your lodge is 400 kwacha per night or 300 kwacha per night, if you charge 150, somebody would be tempted to stay 2 days, even if you didn't have the money. After all, it's just 150. You can travel and stay in Livingston for 3 days. Maybe that would help stimulate growth in the industry, especially prices which are flexible. Okay, there are certain things like services. Some services, the pricing is a bit flexible. Some of them, if you are selling a product, you buy it at 10 kwacha, you can't sell it for 8 kwacha. You have to sell it and make a profit. But there are some things which are service, and you just say, okay, just to break even, I'll charge this and reduce and so on. Hopefully that will stimulate travel and tourism. Well, welcome, Martha. Martha, nice to see you. Yeah, things getting back to normal. We want to travel again. Yes, we really do want to travel again. We really do. I want to compare the Vic Falls from Zambia and Zimbabwe. Have you seen it from Zimbabwean side? Have you compared the two? I can't remember ever seeing it from the Zimbabwean side. Maybe when I was a child, I did. But I can't ever remember having ever been to the Zimbabwean side. Oh, by the way, Christine is saying hi, Mr. BKB. Christine is a YouTuber. Mr. BKB is a YouTuber as well, so you guys can look up each other and visit each other's channels. BKB is from Zambia, Christine is from Kenya, so visit each other's channels, subscribe, and enjoy your videos. I'd like to compare Zambia and Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe didn't have barriers. That's one thing I know. Zambia has those barriers at the Vic Falls along the trail, okay? But Zimbabwe never had that. But I think they built some from somebody's video, which I saw. I think they built some. So I don't know. Now, speaking of comparing it between Zimbabwe and Zambia, did I talk about this in one of my videos? So, my opinion, now if I go to Zimbabwe, I would have to pay as much as every other international visitor, okay? International visitors, both on Zambia and Zimbabwe side, international visitors pay £30 US, okay? Which in today's range, exchange rate is 600 kwacha. I paid 12 kwacha to visit the falls in Zambia. I'm not going to cross the border and go and pay 600 kwacha to visit the same falls. That's not going to happen. Not a budget traveler like me. I don't have that money yet. So maybe one day if the Zimbabwean tourism gives me a waiver and they say, oh, we'll allow you in for free to do your video and to promote us, maybe I will. But this is something I've been thinking about. You see, Zambia and Zimbabwe share the Victoria Falls, okay? Now, I understand all the other tourist attractions around the country, you can charge international. But the Victoria Falls, because it is shared by Zambia and Zimbabwe should have a fee for the other. Zimbabwe should have a fee for Zambians, and Zambians should have a fee for Zimbabweans just for the Victoria Falls because we share it. I mean, I won't visit the Vic Falls in Zimbabwe because it's there in Zambia, 5 minutes walk away, okay? And I doubt Zimbabweans will come. So there's nothing to attract me. But if they charge, say, 50 kwacha, okay? If we in Zambia, a local is 12 kwacha. I pay 12 kwacha an adult. If they charged 50 kwacha, a Zimbabwean will be like, okay, I've seen it on my side. I think I can also see it here. Just for Zambians and just for the Victoria Falls, okay? And Zimbabwe does the same, and Zambia does the same thing. I think that's something, I even said if I ever was Minister of Tourism, that's something I would negotiate with my Zimbabwean counterpart and say, for this shared natural resource, because we share it, it's just there. For Zambia and Zimbabweans, we have a special fee. The rest can be the same for the rest of the world. But just for Zambia and Zimbabweans, and just for the Vic Falls, this is something I'd propose. Then maybe I'll visit Zimbabwe. But for now, I've never been, as far as I can remember, I've never been to the Zimbabwe side. I walked there once as you're walking past. There's a map of Zimbabwe right at the entrance of the falls, as at the entrance place there. So, so I'd love to go there, especially in the dry season. It's a nice place. But yeah. Habari za joining. You know some Swahili, Mr. BKB. That's nice. Yeah, so we'll check out her channel. Yeah, please do check out her channel. She does a lot of workouts and motivational videos and things like that. The beaches in Mombasa. Oh, I'd like to go to Kenya because Tanzania and Kenya because I want to see the mountain Kilimanjaro. I'd love to go see that. I almost went to Kenya last year. And my plan was to travel with Tazara up to Dar es Salaam and from Dar es Salaam get a bus into Kenya and so on, but that trip never worked out. So I've officially still never been to Kenya. I've never been to East Africa. I've been to Tunduma border. That's the closest to East Africa I've been. So that's on my checklist. It would be nice to travel to Kenya. Kenya. Christian, are you still here? Is it Kenya or is it Kenya? Kenya. Kenya. It's an E. Kenya. I don't know. Yeah, Kenya. Do you even have waterfalls in Kenya? What waterfalls do you have? We're talking about waterfalls. What waterfalls are in Kenya? I wonder. We know about the Masai Mara and the national park and so on. I don't know what else. I should look it up. Tourism in Kenya. The source of the Zambezi, the source of the Nile, the Lake Victoria, not Victoria Falls, but Lake Victoria, and so on. Yeah. I'm trying to think of which other countries, which other waterfalls I'd love to see in the region. Which other waterfalls are there around the world, around Southern Africa, that are notable? Every country has their own notable tourism attraction. Like, you won't hear of waterfalls in Zimbabwe, in Botswana, or in Namibia. You will hear about the sand dunes in Namibia and the coast, Swakopmund, things like that. I don't think there's any clash of tourism in Southern Africa. Zambia, it seems Zambia has so many waterfalls. Mr. BKB, that's true. Zambia has the highest. What is this? What is this? How do I put it? The largest water. What? I don't know how to say this, but it's got the most water. It's the country with the most water in Southern Africa. Okay, we've got a lot of rivers, we've got a lot of lakes here and there, so it's got the highest amount of water. I don't know how to scientifically say this, but yeah, it's got the highest amount of water in Southern Africa. And yeah, we do have a lot of waterfalls. But yeah, I should look up what other countries. I don't think our tourism can clash. Apart from sharing Zambezi, the big falls, and parts of Zambezi River with Zimbabwe, every country has something unique. If you came into, apart from national parks, I think there's always something unique about each country. Of course, elephants are shared by Zimbabwe, Botswana, and so on. But there's some things which are unique to Botswana. There are things which are unique to Namibia, like the coast and the sand dunes. There are things which are unique to South Africa. There are things which are unique to Lesotho. Lesotho is, guys, if you ever see me in snow, it's probably in Lesotho. Lesotho has snow. Did you know that? In cold weather, there are peaks, there are places which have snow in Lesotho. So if ever you want to go to Lesotho, if you want to see snow and you don't have 10,000 to fly to the UK, go to Lesotho. I'm planning and hoping to go there. Water bodies, yes, thank you, Ivy. The most water bodies, but it's not just water bodies; it also includes groundwater. So yeah, but thanks for that. We have the most water bodies in Southern Africa. So yeah, snow. Lesotho has snow. Swaziland. I was looking up some tourism in Swaziland. Swaziland has got a lot of cultural thing, and they've also got a waterfalls. I've forgotten the name of that waterfalls. It's some massive within a gorge. I'll look it up and share it somewhere. I'll share it on my Facebook. So look out for my Facebook. I think that's one of my posts for this week. So Swaziland has that, but they've got a lot of interesting cultural aspects and so on. I don't know what Mozambique has. I really don't know what Mozambique has. You see, what civil war does, it really spoils the country. Mozambique was closed for so long because of the civil war, the Renamo War, and so on. Mozambique Congo and Angola, those are countries which could have been the South Africa of this region. But because of war, they, it's very sad. That's why, guys, let's never have war. Peace is God's blessing to the earth, you know. Um, Congolese run to Zambia, and yet they've got the best rain, they've got the best weather, they've got the best soil, they've got gold, they've got oil, they've got copper. But look at the country because of war. Uh, Angola has diamonds, I think. Angola has oil. It's being rebuilt now, but even now, Angola is still a country like, oh, Angola. You know, I don't know how other people perceive it, but it's sad that those three countries ended up like that because they would be very prosperous countries and would have a very nice region. It's That's one of the things that pains me. Mantenga, is that the one in Swaziland? Mantenga waterfalls. Yeah, it's an amazing, it's a really amazing waterfalls. If that's the one, then yeah, Swaziland has that. At least I know something. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think Southern Africa can promote itself as a region. Of course, every country wants everyone to come there and say, come to the waterfalls of Zambia rather than the sand dunes of Zimbabwe, of Namibia. But we can promote Southern Africa as a region, you know, and have people choose where they want to go. But of course, we all want, for our personal economic reasons, we want people to come to us. But you know, we can do that cross advertising. It would really be good. Every country has something unique to themselves. Um, yeah, that's tourism. It's nice. I'd like to go to Swaziland. Did you Google that, Ivy, or have you been to Swaziland, or do you know about it? Um, those are two places I'd like to go: Swaziland and Lesotho. Swaziland is an enclave of. There was a national conference there last year for an IFES movement. So I was invited to attend, but I never made it. It really hurt me. I really wanted to go to Swaziland. I googled it. I looked up how to travel there, how I'm going to get there. I looked at my budget and so on. So, but we will continue traveling, God willing. God will make a way. He'll open doors and open pockets as well, and we'll find our way there sooner, one day or the other. I haven't been to too many Southern African countries. When you sit down and think about it, sometimes like, oh, gosh, I haven't traveled that much. I thought I'm a traveler and an explorer, but you travel so much between Copperbelt and Lusaka and Livingston, Copperbelt, Lusaka, Livingston. You think you're a traveler. Can't you've just been repeating the same cycle. You haven't really traveled much. Uh, but yeah, I hope to increase my travel. What do I call it? What do you call it? Your travel, my travel library, my travel whatever. So yeah, I guess we should wind up. Any questions? Anything you want to talk about? Should we wind up this live chat? It's been an hour and a half. It's been very exciting. It's been nice to have you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Ivy, for your answers. Thank you, Mr. BKB. I don't know who's still here and who I should say thank you to. There's only two of us, three of us now. But it's probably time to wind up. It's been a nice chat. It's been a nice discussion today. I think I'll invite you guys to a Zoom chat. My next live stream should be something like that. Then it would be a little more interactive. That would be exciting. That would be an interesting chat. Because live streams just allow you to be, unless you have people with you. But the only way we can interact is through the chat. But if we can have everybody join into the chat through video, like on Zoom, that would be interesting. Are you interested in that? Are you interested in that? Do you think I should do that? Should we try that out? Whatever topic it is, it will be next week. See how we can do it. But yeah, I think I shall be signing off. Today's chat right here. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being part of my live stream. Thank you, Ivy. Have a blessed week. Have a good Sunday. Yes, every Sunday I wish we were going singing, but we don't do that in Lusaka, and I haven't done that in a long time. But yeah, it's been good chatting with you guys. No, camera is shy. Well, you can put a picture with Zoom, whatever profile picture you have with the Google account you've logged into, or whichever account you've logged into, you can just have your picture there. Then you can chat. Zoom allows you to do that. Just put your picture rather than switch on your camera. But we shall try it out and we'll see how it works out. It'd be good to have you people there. So yeah. For now, people, I think we're done for today. It's been good chatting. It's been good being here. Thanks for coming. Thanks a lot for coming. Thanks for watching. Thanks for contributing. See you at the falls whenever it opens, whenever the Kumbaga has a tour, whenever I go there next, do my next installment of 12 months at the falls. For now, have a good Sunday, have a good week ahead. Keep taking care, keep masking up, keep social distancing, stay alive, and stay blessed. Let's go. Okay, can close this down. Oh, Gift. Hi, Gift. Welcome. You're finding us winding down, but welcome. Thanks for coming to the live stream. We were talking about the Vic Falls, which has been reopened, and generally tourism. I see 4 people. Who is here? Do you want us to chat? Should we continue? If you want us to have a conversation, we can. We can talk about the Vic Falls. We can talk about tourism. But welcome. Thanks, Gift, for coming. I'll be it at the end. And thanks. Please, if you haven't, just click close on the chat, X on the chat, and then like the thing for me, and then you can come back to the chat. But thanks for coming, Gift. We're just closing. We've been here for an hour and a half. We talked about Victoria Falls, which has been officially reopened, and what that means for tourism in Zambia, and so on. But yeah, thanks for coming. It's been a good day. Hope we can see you again in the next live stream. Yeah. Do you have a question? I can take one question or one topic of item to chat about before I go. But basically, that's what we've been talking about today. And that's what we have been doing. So yeah, thanks for coming. And thanks for being here. Otherwise, we shall close the chat and do other things. I'll give you a minute, Gift, or whoever else is here. And then I shall close. Yeah, I started by talking about my video resolution. my camera resolution. So I hope by next week I'll be able to sort that out and do one or two things. All right, we'll end now. Thanks, everybody. Thanks. And have a good week and take care. I'm the Kumba guy. Let's go.